Okay, so on my second day video now, and the thing is, I really don't feel much that I want to talk about. I have little things everywhere. I always have opinions. I always have thoughts and things like that. Things to think about, but I don't really feel like anything is that significant to speak about that I want to make a video about. So I decided to just go and freeball it. And the first thing I would like to talk about is not being able to get drunk anymore. Apparently, I don't know if you know, but the Ozempic stuff, all that stuff, one of the possible things that can happen is that it basically will make it you unable to get drunk. This is positive for me because I drink too much, but it's kind of annoying at this point because it's been about a month and I haven't been able to get drunk even one time in a month, and I'm like a little frustrated, but I'm alright. It's also, it's like I said, it's a big positive. So I get to explore a different experience of existence. So, I mean, that's always fun. Outside of that, I was thinking about, because recently today, somebody was like, oh yeah, tell liberals to fuck off with the incrementalism because of Mamdani. But Mamdani is actually engaging in incrementalism by doing small things that are going to upset the status quo. So, for example, paying people $30 an hour to shovel snow seems like a very small thing, a very minor thing, but it goes through everything. That's why people are upset about it. They're genuinely upset about it because they understand, they can feel the shift in priorities and in viewpoint. And that's what I'm thinking about a lot, I think, is what are the ways that we can do that? Like, what are the ways that we can maintain, in particular, some kind of stasis or stasis on what is real? Because right now, what we're dealing with is an adversarial, like, object or whatever, like a thing existing that has decided that reality does not matter at all. So it basically will just lie and then lie and then lie and then lie and then lie. And it does change. It does necessarily attempt anyway to freeze frame the narrative and the understanding of reality. Because we can, like I said, perspectives, right? Perspectives are like a thing people understand what the fuck that is, right? So, I don't know how to explain that. But, you know, that shift of perspective and of point of view is really significant in how we experience or are prepared to battle with other things coming at us, right? So I was thinking about that. I don't know what I'm thinking about it, but I think it's actually not that difficult a lot of times. And basically what they end up doing, rather than being able to manage perceptions of reality, what they end up doing is just being really fucking annoying. So, I mean, that's a positive thing. Like I said, there is something incredibly and, very heavily self-destructive about this fucking movement. And it's actually like multiple movements put into one. But what it is mainly, when you come down to it, it's a conglomeration of movements that are of losers. And I'm not saying like, oh, the underdog wins or whatever. No, like, these people are like they can't help themselves but fail repetitively and in ways that will harm themselves. So that's what's so confusing for me. And I don't understand. So it's like a suicide cult to me. Like, the way I think of it is like a suicide cult, And they're all, willing to go completely all the way in order to die, not really for any purpose, because there's never any purpose. I say, you know, winning, there's a concept of winning to some extent, that's always existent, but it's not a goal. It's something that happens, like, oh, I owned you. That's not winning. Like, oh, I ended up, you know, getting married to a beautiful woman and having wonderful kids, and we all lived a meaningful life of satisfaction and comfort and safety. You know, like, that's really winning. You know, yeah, you could win like a quick tete-a-tete, whatever, but, you know, like, it seems like that's as far as they think. Like, so, like I said, it's very suicidal, it's very self-destructive. And I think all the movements that you see, the new movements that have shown up, are like that. And it's like, why are they existent? Like, what is happening there? Like, what is the reason for this? I don't want to say nihilistic mindset, because nihilism is actually, you know, thinking too much of them, to be fucking completely honest. Like I said, I really, it to me, it does seem more like self-destruction. And again, we can also go back to, you know, but we could go, like, there's so many examples of it. I'm not going to go sit here right now and go through them, because I didn't prepare for this at all. Not that I did yesterday either, but, you know, go fucking look it up, and you can see the pattern of self-destruction that occurs in every single group that is involved with Trumpism. And that's the white power groups, that's the what are the Groypers, that's the Proud Boys, that's the you know, any of, like, the KKK and the this and that. All there is this like, it's, I don't want to say kamikaze, because kamikaze had a purpose, and this is like completely purposeless, and it's just like, it's just suicide. It's just like, I'm gonna, like, it's like an existential scream of, like, I exist even if that's completely fucking worthless. I do. Watch me die now. I don't understand what that is. And it doesn't really make any sense. That's something I want to think about more in the future. If anybody, of course, has any ideas as to what that is all about, why that has shown up. It's not a necessity to the culture or the times. It just isn't. I've been through some my own, like, existential crisis shit, and I didn't do any of that shit. I didn't need to do any of that shit. Why the fuck would I hurt myself? So it's definitely a bit confounding.